Hey, what's going on, Team Libra? This is Brandon over at On Wow Intuitive. Going to do a weekend energy reading for you, just for the weekend, a real quick one. How we're going to do it is I'm going to pull 2 cards for each type of Libra out there. We're going to do 2 for the single Libras, 2 for the coupled up Libras, and 2 for the kind of complicated in-betweeners, all right? I know some of you guys have a little bit more going on or a little less going on than your average relationship. So let's do one for both of them, or for all 3 of those statuses. But without further ado, let's get into it. This is going to be for Libra for the weekend, July 12th through the 14th. Good advice for Libra for July 12th through the 14th, just for the weekend. Whoop. All right, so my single Libras out there, we're going to be using our intuition this weekend. If you've been on the market for a while and no action is really going on, let's use our intuition so that we can start getting outside of our comfort zone and start bringing in, manifesting what we want in our lives, especially this weekend. Team Libra, you're very, very, very good at bringing in the things that you need in your lives. You're very good at manifesting, even if you're aware of it or not. So let's start trying to actually knowingly exercise that intuition and start using that to make some good decisions this weekend, especially towards our future goals, our future purposes. And that's the card of intuition there, Team Libra. And you'll be able to do that by being aware of your environment, what exactly is going on there in your, not just your outside environment, but I'm talking about in here too. You have an internal environment that you have to be aware of. And that's going to happen with your insight, using that third eye to kind of turn around that visual cortex and start looking within to maybe change some things or bring something out that maybe you haven't been revealing to the world or showing out. Okay, so let's make sure that we're using our insight, our intuition this weekend to maximize what's going on in the energetic field for us. All right, Team Libra? Also, for you singles out there, we're going to be exercising our responsibility. Make sure that we're not being reckless. Okay, I know once you've been single for a while, you start not to care about what everybody else thinks. But let's not be reckless this weekend, okay? Let's not go out there and get hammered and make a bad decision with somebody who we hate to wake up to, or be very disappointed to wake up to the next morning. All right? Let's make sure we're being responsible and not just carrying the flower, but also the dirt that helps the flower grow. Okay? The ground, the soil that helps the flower grow, not the dirt. Let's make sure we're carrying the soil as well as the plant that we're trying to harvest. Okay, let's be responsible this weekend. Don't be reckless. As I've told the other signs, this is all just advice. This isn't like if you do this or not, you're doomed or whatever. But this is just a little bit of extra guidance to help you get through the weekend. And, you know, take it with a grain of salt if it doesn't apply to you. But that's for my single people out there, my single Libras. Let's make sure we're being intuitive this weekend and being responsible. Okay, those kind of things kind of work hand in hand, don't they? For you married Libras out there, we're going to be compassionate this weekend. Libra, you guys are no nonsense. You like for things to be balanced and fair. And if it's not, you're tearing somebody's head off. But let's be compassionate before we go into full rage mode this weekend, okay? Let's make sure that we're trying to understand all sides of the table and being that fair and balanced Libra, okay? If you're using compassion this weekend, using that heart chakra to make any decisions or have any discussions this weekend, that's going to assist you a lot, all right? So let's make sure we're being compassionate this weekend, all right? Team Libra. Sorry, I just did the Virgo reading right before you guys. But yes, use your compassion as much as possible. Exercise that heart chakra as much as possible. You're married, so let's hope you're exercising that heart chakra every day of your waking life. All right, love you guys. Let's move on. The next thing that's going to be important for you guys is your will. If you're going through something right now, if you're having troubles with your married life, if it doesn't matter if that's with your partner or maybe it's financial struggles, let's make sure that we're using our will to get through it. I know it's tough, But if you're like this turtle, it doesn't matter that he's walking through the desert and he's a freaking turtle with the sun beaming down on his shell. He's still gonna get through that desert because he knows whatever, or she knows whatever is just outside of this card is there waiting for him. So let's make sure that we're using our will to know that there is a light at the end of that tunnel, that there is a sunny day after that storm, okay? Use your will if you're going through it this weekend. If you're not, let's just use our will to make sure that we're nurturing, you know, our partners. We're making sure that they feel like they're desired and cared for, and that we're going to drag them through a desert if we need to. Okay? And for my complicateds, what I like to do is I like to pull since you guys are kind of like a split decision, I like to pull a card from the top and one from the bottom. Since you guys are undecided what your life is, you're complicated. Either that or you're a side piece. So whatever it is, you know, it's perfectly fine. This is the 21st century. People are sexually attracted to attack helicopters in this day and age. So let's get some advice for our complicated, our in-betweens out there. So what we're going to be doing this weekend, my complicateds, is using our creativity to speak clearly this weekend and speak cleverly. Let's not get caught up in our feelings and this and that and be all complicated this weekend. Let's make sure that we're using our creativity to keep things as intuitive. Because that advice still applies to you. You're still kind of single, aren't you? Complicated. Let's make sure we're using our creativity to be intuitive with our lives this weekend. That might mean doing something that you usually don't suggest, like going on a nature trail hike, or maybe just doing nothing and watching a movie or something like that. Let's make sure that we're using our creativity to step outside of our normal, natural weekend box, okay? And maybe that'll help you uncomplicate your life if you desire that. But some people want their lives to be complicated, so maybe that'll help you further what you've already set into place. And also, my in-between Libras out there, we're going to be listening to our guidance. If you're complicated because you're stuck on a fence, you don't know whether to hop over or stay, let's make sure that we're using our guides, no matter who they are, to make that decision. Your intuition is going to be a very key guide for you this weekend. That little quiet voice, the one that's whispering as low as it can, the best advice that it can give you, that's the divine consciousness trying to give you your best advice. So listen to that. Use your guidance this weekend. Use that crown to really make your life what you want it to be. If it's really complicated right now, or if it's extremely difficult, let's make sure that we're using all of our guides, whether that be a focused idiot or an intelligent sage, okay? And that's really all I have for you for right now, my beautiful Libras out there. It's just a really quick energy reading to help you get through the weekend. Take what applies, leave what doesn't. I'll be talking to you guys soon. I hope you have a fun, safe weekend, and Namaste.